Open Dutch Championships, a slalom fin foil in the Netherlands. Well, it doesn't look that appealing at the moment, and let's hope the weather will clear a bit. At least we've got some wind this weekend. Let's race! Well, at least I've got my registration done. During the skippers meeting, the race crew will explain how the course will be laid out, where the start, where the finish will be, how the flag system works, how the starting sequence will work, and how many heats they expect to be needing for a full elimination. After the skippers meeting, it's off to make sure that you get your gear ready and you are ready for the first possible start. Normally you get about 15 minutes notice before the first heat will start. That means if you have your gear ready and you're suited up, you will have enough time to make sure that you'll make it to the starting line and be prepared for the start sequence and do your race. Nowadays you will receive your heat assignment through the apps. We have a WhatsApp group in which they will share the elimination system and they will share the groups. So for every heat that needs to be done before we can start the C final, the B final or the A final, there will be an assignment. If you know you are competing in heat number 1, that means that you will be the first that will start. So you must be ready at all times. If you know that, for example, you're in heat number 4, you don't have to worry that much, but you just can take your time and get to the starting area and see how the heats progress. The wind forecast for this race weekend looked extremely well. A few days before the races, the wind was gusting up in the forecast up to 28, even 30 knots, and the basic wind would be somewhere around 22 knots. So I decided to only take my small board and my medium board and my 7.8, 7.0, 6.2 and 5.2, depending on which way the wind would be going. Unfortunately, on day 1 the wind wasn't as strong as we were expecting. That's a good thing for the foils, but for the fins, of course, they were a bit disappointed. As for these Open Dutch Championships, I only brought my fin gear. That will be the main focus in this video. For the normal people, the weather was not that good actually this weekend, but it was still packed. There were so many windsurfers and windfoilers around that you would think that windsurfing was the most popular sport in the Netherlands. It was amazing. The vibe was just spectacular. But at least the foils could kick off the weekend in style. There was more than enough wind to sail a few good heats.
Gaan we weer. Succes man. Dankjewel.
We tried on the fin later that day, but the wind just wasn't strong enough, so every time the heats got cancelled and we didn't get an official heat done. I was very happy to see that there were 2 eliminations done for the foil on the Saturday, which means that there is an official Dutch champion. In the foil division we had one guy, Tim Jansen, who is also a Zuwe local. That's my home spot. He ended up in the 9th place for the overall rankings on the foil, which is pretty amazing. Now it all came down to the last day, the Sunday. That was the only day we had left for an official result for the fins. And we kept our fingers crossed, hoping that the wind would kick in and it would be enough to sail at least one full elimination. Day 2 of the Open Dutch Championships fin foil slalom racing in the Netherlands at Brouwersdam. The weather looks fine, the wind is slowly coming, it's not stabilized yet, so we're still waiting. Yesterday there were 2 eliminations, full eliminations for the foil, and today it looks like fin time. Sunday was just absolutely crazy, just not normal crazy, it was nuts. You wouldn't believe it. I was on the water from 10 to 2, so 4 hours on a row to get the first part of the elimination done. And we couldn't even finish the elimination. I think we still had one heat to go and then the C, the B and the A finals to go to finish an official elimination. The wind dropped, nobody had eaten, so they decided to give it a bit of a rest and see if the wind would pick up again. During those 4 hours, the wind was just all over the place. We were starting heats that were cancelled. You never knew what heat would be next. You had to keep track of the heats that were going to start all the time. And once you started the heat, it was no guarantee that you would finish. I remember one heat we started, it looked good, then the wind dropped a bit and I heard from one of the fellow competitors that the heat was cancelled, so I was tracking back upwind to the starting area to prepare for the next start. But then I realized I didn't see the flags. I didn't get a warning from the officials. After I realized that I had to complete the heat, I was rushing back to make sure that I completed the course and could just manage to overtake the number 4, which means that I was through to the next round into the A final. So that was a great result in itself, as I lost quite a bit of time. First, the C final would be sailed, as the competitors in that C final had more than enough time to get back to the starting area and prepare for the start. After which the A final would be started, in which I would be in. The A final means in that heat it will be decided who will be the number 1, 2 and 3 in that weekend. Of course, if the full elimination gets sailed. I made a bit of a mistake at the start and I got rolled by the entire field, so I was dead last. But you know what I always say, the race ain't over until you've crossed that finish line. So I kept my head down and was overtaking people left and right and managed to end up in 5th position. Being 5th overall meant that I was number 4 in the men's division, number 1 in the masters division, number 1 in the grandmasters division. And if they would have a separate class for guys in the age group in which I am, I would be number 1 in the dinosaur division as well. But they don't have that yet. I know overall I might not be the fastest. My gear is also 10 years old, but is still working pretty good. I still have that starboard Isonics from 2015. And I am still using the Marks 1 and 2 from Southwestern, which I pretty much like. Okay, I know they're not the fastest anymore as they're pretty old, but I still like it and it works for me, so hey, why not? You don't need to invest that amount of money to get into national racing. Just get over there, take the stuff you like and you feel comfortable with and have a lot of fun. Nowadays they made it easier for you to join in a national championship like this by just getting a weekly permit to join a race like this. Normally you had to be a member of a local sailing club, but you don't have to now. I would encourage you to join a local sailing club if you want to continue racing, but if you don't, you can just get a weekly membership and just register for the national championships next year and you can join in. All the information can be found on the NVW website. It is wedstrijdsurfen.nl. That is the Dutch variant of the national championships, of course, and there you can find all the information you need to join in for next year. There was one person I would like to name in special. That was Isabella, was a little girl who joined into the national championships for the first time and she did spectacular well. So big props to you. If we look now at the final results of the Finn, Ingmar Daldorf was the number 1, Peter Muller the number 2 and Max Bayen the number 3 in the senior division. If we go over to the women division, Femke van der Veen was also killing it on the Finn. She was also competing on the foil, by the way, which she won as well. Then in number 2 Iris Kimpel, and of course in the youth Diederik Leemans was the number 1, Jasper was number 2 and Thijs Hanemeyer number 3. In the Masters it was myself who took the number 1 position, number 2 was Maxim Sitikov and number 3 Matthijs Bronkhorst. A big shout out to the organization and all the volunteers who managed to pull it off. Just 1 weekend for the Dutch Championships. They were on the water the whole day on Saturday, on Sunday, trying to start and restart heats to get an official result in. On the Saturday they managed to do the 2 full eliminations with the foil. Of course with the foil it's easier, but then the hard part started. But they never gave up. They have started 1,000,000 heats. You wouldn't believe how many heats got started, got cancelled, just to make sure that we got that final result, that final 1 elimination that is needed. Also a big thank you to the photographers Maarten van de Boogaard and mellowfilms.nl for those amazing pictures. They were out there in the cold for the whole weekend. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video if you liked it and subscribe to the YouTube channel of the Windsurf Coach so you don't have to miss out on any of the action. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one, or I will see you on the water.